Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. So right now Snana Yatra got over, right? So now we have Jagannath Rath Yatra coming up. It's on 27th. So we will begin with a bhajan. Anyway, every class we begin with a bhajan. So today we will learn about Jagannath. We will glorify Jagannath. We will sing Jagannath Ashtakam and then we will begin the class. So you all know this. Many of you might know this. So you all can sing on mute. कदाचित् कलिन्दितटवीपीन सङ्गीतकरावो मुढाबिरी नारी वदन कमलास्वादा मधुपा रमा शम्भु ब्रह्मामरपति गणेशाजितप जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे भुजे सव्ये वेणुं शिरसि शिखापुच्छं कटितटे दुःखुलं नेत्रान्ते सहचरा कटाक्षं विधदते सदा श्रीमद्वृन्दावनवसति लीला परिचयो जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे महाम्बोधे स्थिरे कनकरुचिरे नीलशिखरे वसन्तप्रसादान्ता सा बलभद्रेण बलिना सुभद्रा मध्यस्था सकलासुरसेवावसरदो जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे कृपा परावारा सजल जलदा श्रेणी रुचिरो रमावाणी रामा स्फुरदा मालपङ्केरुहमुखा सुरेन्द्रैराराध्या श्रुतिगणशिखा गीतचरितो जगन्नाथ स्वामी जगन्नयन पथगामी भवतु मे जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे रथ रूढो गच्छन् पथिमिलिति बभूदेव पतलै स्तुति पदुर्भावं प्रतिपदं मुकर्ण्या सधया दया सिन्धुर्बन्धु सकल जगतं सिन्धु सुतया जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे पराब्रह्म पीडा कुवलय दलोत्फुल्लनयनो निवासी नीलाद्रौ निहित चरणो अनंत शिरसि रसानंद राधा शरसवपुरालिंगन सुखो जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे न वैयाचे राज्यं न च कनकमाणिक्य विभवम् न याचे अहं रम्यं सकल जनकाम्यं वरवधुं सदा काले काले प्रमथ पठिना गीतचरितो Jagannath Swami Nayana Patagami Bhavatu me. Jagannath Swami Nayana Patagami Bhavatu me. Haratvam samsaram drutataram asaram surapate. Haratvam papanam vitatim aparam yadavapate. Aho dinanate nihita charano nishitamidam. Jagannath Swami Nayana Patagami Bhavatu me. Jagannath Swami Nayana Patagami Bhavatu me. Jagannatashtakam punyam yah patet prayata-shuchi sarva papa vishuddhatma vishnulokam sagachati. Hare Krishna. So everybody knows, but just to if you don't know, Jagannath Ashtakam is very, very dear to the Lord, right? And we sing this usually every day from Snan Yatra to return of Jagannath Rath Yatra, right? In Puri, there is Rath Yatra going to happen, right? So we sing this during these times, especially because it's glorifying the Lord, the form of the Lord, and he's anyway very merciful. Jagannath is very merciful, and we get extra mercy if we sing this every day, right? So who wants to read the translation? Anybody?
Hare Krishna,
Yes.
Mataji. If nobody is willing, then I will read, Mataji.
Yeah, you
Others
can.
Hare Krishna. Sometimes, in great happiness, Lord Jagannatha makes a loud concert with his flute in the grooves on the banks of Yamuna. He is like a bumblebee, tasting the beautiful lotus-like faces of the covered damsels of Braja, and great personalities such as Lakshmi, Shiva, Brahma, Indra, and Ganesha worship his lotus feet. May that Jagannatha Swami be the object of my vision. In his left hand, Lord Jagannatha holds a flute. On his head, he wears peacock feathers, and on his hips, he wears fine yellow silken cloth. From the corners of his eyes, he bestows sidelong glances upon his loving devotees, and he always reveals himself through his pastimes in his divine abode Vrindavan. May that Jagannath Swami be the object of my vision. On the shore of the great ocean, within a large palace atop the brilliant golden Nilachala hill, Lord Jagannatha resides with his powerful brother Balabhadra and his sister Subhadra, who sits between them. May that Jagannath Swami, who bestows the opportunity for devotional service upon all godly souls, be the object of my vision. Lord Jagannatha is an ocean of mercy and as beautiful as a row of blackish rain clouds. He is the storehouse of bliss for Lakshmi and Saraswati, and his face resembles a spotless, full-blown lotus. The best of demigods and sages worship him, and the Upanishads sing his glories. May that Jagannath Swami be the object of my vision. When Lord Jagannatha moves along the road on his Rath Yatra car, at every step, large assemblies of Brahmanas loudly chant prayers and sing songs for his pleasure. Hearing their hymns, Lord Jagannatha becomes very favorably disposed towards them. He is the ocean of mercy and the true friend of all the worlds. May that Jagannath Swami, along with his consort Lakshmi, who was born from the ocean of nectar, be the object of my vision. Lord Jagannatha, whose eyes resemble full-blown lotus petals, is the ornament on Lord Brahma's head. He resides on Nilachala hill with his lotus feet placed on the heads of Anantadeva. Overwhelmed by the mellows of love, he joyfully embraces Srimati Radharani's body, which is like a cool pond. May that Jagannatha Swami be the object of my vision. I do not pray for a kingdom, nor do I pray for gold, rubies, or wealth. I do not ask for a beautiful wife as desired by all men. I simply pray that Jagannatha Swami, whose glories Lord Shiva always sings, may be the constant object of my vision. O Lord of the demigods, please quickly remove this useless material existence I am undergoing. O Lord of the Yadus, please destroy this vast, shoreless ocean of sins. Alas, this is certain. Lord Jagannatha bestows his lotus feet upon those who feel themselves fallen and have no shelter in this world but him. May that Jagannath Swami be the object of my vision. The self-retained, virtuous soul who recites these 8 verses glorifying Lord Jagannatha becomes cleansed of all sins and duly proceeds to Lord Vishnu's abode. Hari Bol, Hare Krishna
Hari Bol.
Mataji. Thank you,
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Mataji. So that's the value of singing Jagannath Ashtakam. Right? We all can go back home, back to Godhead. Okay, so let's begin with today's class. So we are learning class we learned about. Whom did we learn about in the last class? Which Acharya?
Narottam Das Thakur.
Haribol, exactly, Narottam Das Thakur, right? And today we will be learning about Shyamananda Pandit. There is one more person, together they are called trio of book distribution. Who is that one more Acharya? Anybody?
Srivasacharya.
Not Srivas.
Srinivas.
Srinivas,
Hare
exactly.
Krishna Mataji.
Srinivas Acharya, right? So Srinivas Acharya, Narottam Das Thakur, and Shyamananda Pandita. They three are disciples of, who is their Siksha Guru?
Hridayanand.
No, there's one of the Goswamis are their Siksha Gurus.
Jiva Goswami.
Jiva Goswami, exactly. Jiva Goswami is the Siksha Guru. And the three people, no, Srinivas Acharya, Narottam Das Thakur, and Shyamananda Pandita. They were always together and they were best friends, and they did the first book distribution, right? What we do every day today, I mean, in ISKCON, every day we do this book distribution, right? So this was started by them. This was the first book distribution they did, right? So first book distribution is all credits go to these three Acharyas, okay? And one of them is Shyamananda Pandita. We will be learning about him today. Okay, so Shyamananda Pandita was a servant of Subala in Krishna Lila, right? So in Krishna Lila, Subala is the friend, best friend of Krishna, right? So Subala's servant is Shyamananda Pandita, or in Krishna Lila, right? He was the disciple of, and in Gaur Lila, he came like this, right? As a as a student of Jiva Goswami, and he came this way. Right, he was a disciple, Diksha Guru of Shyamananda Pandita is Hridayananda, right? So I think Mataji mentioned, right? Hridayananda. Siksha Guru is Jiva Goswami, Diksha Guru is Hridayananda, disciple or Hriday Chaitanya, right? He was the disciple of Gauri Das Pandit. Gauri Das was Subala in Krishna Lila. So can you connect? Krishna Lila, whoever came, same people came also in Gaur Lila, but they exchanged the roles. Roles were, changed, right? So Gauri Das was actually Subala. Subala's disciple was Hridayananda. Hridayananda's disciple was Shyamananda Pandita. Same pattern was in Krishna Lila also. Subala's servant, and that servant's servant was Shyamananda Pandita, right? So this was the pattern that was followed. Okay. It applies to all other devotees also, like when Vishaka Sakhi and the Radharani's close friends are Lalita Sakhi and Vishaka Sakhi. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came, again same Lalita Sakhi, Vishaka Sakhi, that is Swarup Damodar and Ramananda Rai only became the close associates of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Nobody else took that place, right? So the changed, but the pattern was the same, right? So Shyamananda Pandit, Srinivas and Narottam Das Thakur are all eternal associates of Sri Gaurasundara. That is Krishna's eternal associates. For the purpose of preaching the holy message of Lord Chaitanya all over the earth, they appeared within this world. Okay, so Narottam Das Thakur says in one of his songs, right, simply by accepting that the associates of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are eternally perfect, one may attain the service of Krishna in Vrindavan. So I would like to share one thought here. When you say you meet a devotee, okay, or you see a devotee, or you hear from that particular devotee in some class or something, when you glorify that devotee for the good qualities that devotee has, you, without your knowledge, you will start showing those qualities in you, those good qualities. But if you glorify, I mean, if you find faults in that devotee that you meet with, and start highlighting those, and think in your mind, oh, this devotee, I thought he's a senior devotee, but he does this, he does that, right? When we meditate on the bad qualities, slowly, without even your knowledge, you will start showing those bad qualities within you, right? So this is something we all have to understand. That's why even Narottam Das Thakur says, when you accept that the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's associates are perfect, right, you will also become perfect, and you'll get the service of Radha Krishna. Right? Perfect means free from impurities. Because of the anarthas only we are all here, right? Otherwise, we would have gone back home, back to God a long, long time ago. Right? So, this is something we all have to understand. Why is Vaishnava Seva so important? Why is devotee association so important? Is that because when the more and more you associate with a particular devotee, you start becoming that devotee without even your knowledge. Right? In school also, teachers say, no, you are defined by the friends you have, the friends you mingle with, right? Or the kind of people you mingle with. Same applies here also. Prabhupada says, that's why serve a pure devotee. If you don't have a devotee with you, spend time with, serve, then Prabhupada is there. Listen to the lectures, read the books, right? You can associate directly with Prabhupada through his books, right? You really do not need anybody else. Right? And as you glorify the purpose, how beautifully he has written this, how beautifully he has understood this, right? As you, I mean, more and more you glorify Prabhupada, the Prabhupada's qualities will come and manifest in you, and then you will become cleansed automatically within a few seconds, right? This, it is miraculous actually, and then we can go back home, back to Godhead, right? So very important. That's why Harikatha is important. Why are we having Shravanam Kirtanam? Is because we are targeting the qualities of the Vaishnavas, and qualities of the Lord, right? Hearing them, and when you hear them and hear them and hear them and hear them, one day you will become that, right? So that's why finding faults is not advised, right? It's for our own good. We are not supposed to find faults, not that you're doing a favor to anybody by not finding faults. It's for your good, right? So Sri Shyamananda Pandita was born in Utkala, in a place called Dharendra Badhurapura. Okay, so his father's name was Sri Krishna Mandal, and his mother's name was Sri Durika. And Sri Krishna Mandal was who was in the dynasty of the six Gopas, had served many sons and daughters who had passed away before his son took his birth, because of the great misfortune which had befallen his family. Sri Krishna Mandal named the boy Dukhi. Okay, so before initiation, Shyamananda Pandita's name was Dukhi Krishnadas. Okay, Dukhi. Because of this incident that happened, right? Many sons and daughters died before even he was born to his parents. His brothers and sisters died. So because of that misfortune, he named his son Dukhi, right? Because there was no more happiness in the family, right? So everyone said that this boy would become a great person, a Mahapurush. On a moment, on the full moon day of the month of Chaitra, he appeared within this world by the mercy of Lord Jagannath. So he appeared on a full moon day, and his parents were all devotees of Lord Jagannath. Okay, so the baby was born by the mercy of Jagannath, right? And full moon day is always auspicious, right? Even who else was born on full moon day? Yes.
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Haribol, exactly. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was also born on the full moon day, right? So it is said to be auspicious. And yeah, as all the astrologers predicted, he became a great person, right? He became a great devotee of the Lord. And because he had come to preach the glories of Jagannath, the Lord himself protected him as he grew up. The boy was so beautiful, and he was like Cupid himself. All eyes were fixed upon him, right? Only the name was Dukhi, but actually he was very beautiful. He was always constantly protected by the Lord, and because he came for spreading the glories of the Lord. Can you imagine when you do something for the Lord? If you prioritize Krishna, Krishna will always prioritize you. Right? So, one example, any example where Krishna prioritized a particular devotee because that devotee was prioritizing Krishna all the time? We have so many examples.
Sudama Mataji.
Sudama, Haribol, exactly. What can you explain, Mataji?
Sudama was a friend of Krishna in the Gurukul. And they were very close friends. After the Gurukul education, they separated and they were away. But Sudama was always a devotee of Krishna. And even in spite of his financial difficulties and other problems, he did not go to Krishna for any help. He was just offering his services to Krishna, that's all. Then one day, his wife will tell, see, we are suffering so much. You talk so much about your friend. If you go and ask your friend, chances are that he may help you. So Sudama was unwilling. He didn't want to ask his friend anything from his friend. Then because his wife pestered so much, he decided to go. Then when he went there, he was in torn clothes and because he hadn't any money, he was like that. And the watchman, they were trying to send him away. But the Lord saw Sudama and took him into the temple, offered him the seat in which he was sitting, washed his feet and all. And all were wondering, who is this person whom Krishna is giving so much respect and all. Then Krishna will ask Sudama, my sister-in-law what has my sister-in-law sent for me? She had borrowed a little beaten rice from the next house, and that she had sent. And Krishna was eating that. Then afterwards, Sudama came back to his place. By then, the Lord had blessed their family with all things. They had a beautiful house and all.
Everything.
Actually, Sudama couldn't identify that it was his house. That is the way Lord blesses his devotees. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Haribol, very beautifully explained, Mataji. Yeah, Sudama is one example. Any other example where the Lord prioritizes you if you prioritize him?
Hare Krishna,
Yes, Krishna
Mataji.
Mataji. Yes, Mataji.
Arjuna also, no, Mataji. Because already Krishna has put everyone into, all the souls have left. But he shows in the 11th chapter that all those soldiers who are in front of him, I think 11.31 and 32, he says, no, I'm Kalos Niyagam. I have already destroyed all of them, but I want you to be the instrument, because in future I want the world to praise you, not me. So you become the instrument and you do it. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Haribol, exactly. When we think of doing even a little for the Lord, Krishna will make way and make it happen. Right? Even that Vipra who got leprosy, right? He wanted to see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu so badly. He was having leprosy. Still, he ran and wanted to meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu because he had visited his city. But Mahaprabhu had already left. Right? He cries and calls out for the Lord, right? He says, I miss seeing you. I want to see you badly. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu just appears from nowhere in front of him, hugs him and cures his leprosy, right? What did he even do? He just called out for the Lord with tears, but the tears were coming from a genuine heart. That's all he did, right? And he got Krishna. And Arjuna also, Arjuna, like Mataji said, he gave up everything to an extent where he was ready to lose his own family members just to please the Lord. So Krishna helped him, handheld him through the battle, and told him, this is how you fight, do this, do that, right? And then it was actually Krishna fighting the war, but Krishna credited Arjuna for fighting the war, right? So what does he say? Krishna says, what is that? Ananya chintayanto mam ye jano paryupasate tesham nityabhiyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyaham. Right? If you think about me every single day, then I will take care of your yogakshema. That means I will what you lack and I will preserve what you already have. Can you imagine? Right? So his father, Shyamananda Pandit's father, Sri Krishna Mandal, was a great devotee of Krishna. Seeing his son always engrossed in the thoughts of Gaur Nityananda, he told him to take mantra initiation. Okay, so mantra initiation is the first initiation, like how we all take, right? Harinam Diksha. Same way, he was all like a child, like he saw his father, and then he became like that. I just told you, whom you associate with more, you get those qualities automatically without any effort, right? So his father was such a great devotee of Jagannath, and he grew up seeing his father, closely associating with his father, and he also got those devotional qualities. He became a great devotee of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu. Right? So the boy said, Hriday Chaitanya Prabhu is my guru and he lives in Ambika Kalna. His guru is Gauri Das Pandit. Those two great brothers, Sri Gaura and Nityananda, always reside in his home. If the order, I will go to him and become his disciple. So Diksha Guru is Hriday Chaitanya, but Siksha Guru was Jiva Goswami. Okay, so Gauri Das is none other than who we just discussed. Who is Gauri Das? We just discussed previous slide. Krishna's friend. Who is that?
Subala.
Haribol, exactly. Very attentive, Mataji. So Subala is Gauri Das. And Subala was, in Krishna Lila he was Subala, and in Gaur Lila he is Gauri Das. And what is Shyamananda Pandit saying? Gaur Nitai reside in his house. It's the mentality. We also have Gaur Nitai at home. We also have Krishna Radha at home. Pictures, Vigraha, all that we have. But they really don't reside in our house. Right? Why? It is the intention and the bhav in which you serve them, right? Yeah, all that matters, right? And so here he was highly impressed, and that's why Gauri Das Pandita's disciple Hridaya Chaitanya, he wanted to take initiation from him, right? Upon reaching Ambika Kalna, he began inquiring from the local people where the house of Gauri Das Pandit was, where he found there he found Hridaya Chaitanya Prabhu. Okay, then Duki said, I want to enter, service. I want to render service at your lotus feet. I have come along from Dharendra Bahadurpura. So I was born in the dynasty of the six Kopas. My father's name is Krishna Mandal and my name is Dukhi. So he introduces himself and he says, he humbly, asks, requests, I want to render service unto you. Please give me an opportunity. Why do we take initiation? Anybody? Why do we take initiation? We have mantra already, no? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Yeah.
Hare Krishna. Mataji, it has to come through the spiritual master who has come in Parampara, Mataji, and he is the connect, right? So to connect to Krishna directly, we don't have any eligibility. So Guru is the one who will connect with Krishna. Even in while offering Bhoga also, we say, no, Mataji, through Guru only we can approach. We just don't have any eligibility to approach Krishna directly. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, very nice. That is one reason. What is the other reason? Primary reason? Okay, fine. We are all connected, no? So we are, after initiation, we are all connected to the parampara. Then why we should take Brahmanic Diksha? Those who are committed to temple worship in the temple, they are given Brahmanic. Why? They are already connected to the parampara. Yes, Mataji?
Maybe only external reason is that Mataji, only then we will be able to serve the deities. Right? Otherwise,
Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Service is the main reason why we take initiation, right? Why should we get formally connected to the parampara? Because we want to serve. Service is the reason, right? Because we want to serve, we have to get initiated, because otherwise the service that we are doing will not reach Krishna, right? So we study, no, in level 1 Bhagavad Gita, when you plug your phone for charging, if there's a break in the wire, in the cable, then electricity will not pass through, your phone will not charge. Connection has to be there, formal connection, right? Otherwise it will not charge, right? Same way our service will not reach Krishna. So main thing is service. That's why we have to get initiated, right? Initiation means because the service will reach Krishna, and you will get to do more and more service. Like in few, not few, all the temples in DT kitchen, non-initiated devotees are not allowed, right? Only initiated devotees can cook for the Lord. In fact, some temples make it compulsory for Brahmanic initiated to cook. Even normal initiated cannot cook, right? For any seva, first preference is always given to initiated. Why? Because they are service oriented. Only when you want to serve the Lord, you get initiated. Otherwise, you will not get. Paramatma will not send a guru for you unless you have that desire to selflessly serve the Lord, right? So that is the main reason. So that's what even Shyamananda Pandit is saying. I want to render service. That's why, that's why accept me as your disciple and give me initiation, right? So Hridaya Chaitanya was pleased with the sweet words of this young boy, and he says, from now on, your name is Krishnadas. So he gets initiated and he becomes Krishnadas, right? So his name becomes Dukhi Krishnadas, right? Dukhi is his father given name, and after initiation, his name becomes Krishnadas, and he is actually famous as Dukhi Krishnadas even more than Shyamananda Pandita, right? And then seeing Krishnadas's determined service, his bhakti and his deep intelligence and understanding, Hridaya Chaitanya referred him to Goswami. So you go to Vrindavan, take guidance from Jiva Goswami. So taking guidance from Goswami is not easy, because Goswamis are directly connected to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, right? And they will not give guidance to ordinary or average, bhakti oriented people. Strong determination has to be there. Deep intelligence has to be there. That service attitude has to be there, right? So Dukhi Krishnadas was fit for this, right? So he was deserving that kind of siksha from Jiva Goswami. So his guru recognized and sent him to Vrindavan to take guidance from Jiva Goswami. Right? It is said, no, even in Bhagavad Gita, what it is said, Tadviddi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattva darshinaha. Right? Sevaya is very important. You need to completely have faith in your acharyas. Serve them before taking guidance from them. If they have to give you that knowledge and show Krishna to you, what are you giving them in return? Just service, right? And you need to prove your eagerness to learn. Otherwise, why will they? I mean, they will say, why should I invest my time in you? Right? That's what they say. So it's very, very important. So those qualities were all seen in Dukhi Krishnadas, right? So so now Krishnadas bowed his head and accepted his guru's order to leave for Vrindavan. He goes to Vrindavan, right? And now Sri Jiva Goswami was very happy, because Hridaya Chaitanya was not an ordinary person, right? He is the disciple of Gauri Das. So he was very happy because a great great guru has sent his disciple to me. That's what Jiva Goswami was thinking. And Krishnadas carefully served Jiva Goswami and studied the scriptures of the Goswamis very, very seriously. Okay. So at that time, Srinivas Acharya and Narottam Das Thakur also came to study the Goswami scriptures under the authority of Jiva Goswami. Krishnadas would meet with them and study the scriptures together with Srinivas Acharya and Narottam Das Thakur. Okay, so they three became classmates, became best friends, right? They all used to study together. And now, why did not they go to other Goswamis? Why only Jiva Goswami taught them? Yes, anybody?
Hare Krishna, Mataji, most of them had left this, their body, no, Mataji, by then.
Yeah, they had already left the world and they'd gone back to Goloka. That is the reason. Jiva Goswami is the youngest Goswami. So he was alive. But Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, they all left. They are all father's age of for Jiva Goswami, right? So they all left the world. Only Goswami available was Jiva Goswami. He was highly trained and educated by Rupa Goswami and Sanatan Goswami. So he was very, very qualified to convert all the people, I mean, all the Vaishnavas who came to him into great scholars and devotees. He took over entire West Bengal. He took over and he became the guru, the prominent guru there. And his only occupation was to train all of them and make them pure devotees of the Lord. Right? So he took charge. That's how, he was empowered. He was empowered by his previous Goswamis and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself. Right? And then, so Krishnadas prayed for the service that would bring him closer to Jiva Goswami. When Jiva Goswami saw this, he said that with joy, every day you must draw some water from Kanana Kunja. From that day on, Dukhi Krishnadas, with great affection and eagerness, would go to that Kunja to fill Jiva Goswami's water pot. So this is Jiva Goswami's personal water pot. Okay, because Shyamananda, Krishnadas had that desire that I want to serve Jiva Goswami on a personal level, right? To make him very happy, right? So I want that kind of service. So Jiva Goswami said, okay, you take my personal water pot and fill that every day. All right. So every day he would go to this well, okay, Kanana Kunja, and get water for Jiva Goswami. Now here what happened? Something very interesting happened, right? So what happened? The opportunity to serve Jiva Goswami is in this way. Krishnadas's new beginning happened, right? His life got a new turning point, or a new some turning point happens, right? So every day when he used to go to the well, right, to get some water, something used to happen. A heart transformation used to happen, right? And in that area, right, where he used to get the water, that well, that area, it was giving him a lot of happiness, and he would, without even his own knowledge, he would start crying and he would become ecstatic out of happiness, and he would dance and he would jump, right? So what is so special about that place? Anybody knows? Why did Jiva Goswami send him to that particular well only, not any other place? Why?
Hare Krishna, but there's something related to Radharani, is it right?
Yeah, something related to Radharani.
Radharani.
So,
Her, what is that, anklet is something, I'm not very sure, Mataji, but it is something related to Radharani. Hare Krishna.
yeah, so that place where the well was there, right? It was actually the place for Radharani and her friends. So every day, Radharani, when he was going to fill the water only, they also used to come there and play. He was initially not able to see them. So he was, getting just the vibes he was getting, becoming ecstatic and all that. But later, what happened? It's very interesting. Let's see. Right? So basically, there all Radharani and friends used to come and play in that place. They used to rejoice. Also, even Krishna, see, it's given here. Whenever he would hear the name of Radha and Govinda loudly chanted in Kirtan, and whenever he would remember their divine pastimes, he would become dumbstruck with wonder. From time to time, he would notice a girl who seemed to be a beautiful princess drawing water from the same kunja, right, and carrying it on her head. Brahma and Shiva would be enchanted by her beauty, right? So this is what I was trying to say. They all used to come, they all used to play there at the same water well. And not just that, she also used to draw water from the same pot. And initially, he couldn't see anything. But going forward, after days and days passed, he could see a beautiful girl, and that is none other than Srimati Radharani, right? And from the same well, she also used to take water, keep it on her head, and go, right? So she was so beautiful that even Brahma and Shiva were enchanted by her beauty, right? So her service was certainly, his service was certainly pleasing, right? The prince and princesses of Raja, Sri Radha and Krishna, so much so that they wanted to reveal themselves to Krishnadas. In Vrindavan, actually, it is said that wherever you go, right, every single nook and corner of Vrindavan, there is Krishna Lila happening. Right? Krishna Lila happening right in front of you, right behind you, right by your side, but you are not able to see, right? Because Krishna is not going to reveal to us, right? So in Vrindavan, every day it happens. Every single day, every single moment, Krishna has not left Vrindavan, and so the Leelas continue happen in Vrindavan, but we are not able to see the Leelas. Same thing I mean, that means we need to believe these things, right? Because we are seeing here also, see Shyamananda Pandita, I mean Dukhi Krishnadas, the initially the girl was also not revealed. He couldn't see anybody pulling drawing water from the well, but a little days, I mean going forward, he could see some, you know, some girl pulling, I mean drawing water from the well, right? So later on, because of his constant dedicated service to Jiva Goswami, who's very very dear to Radharani, again Radha Krishna's dearest Manjari, right? So because Jiva Goswami was so pleased with Dukhi Krishnadas's service, Radharani and Krishna were also automatically pleased. Yasya prasadat bhagavat prasada, right? So because Radharani was pleased, she decides to reveal herself to him. So now this beautiful girl comes in the form of Radharani, right? It goes for how that happens, we will find here, right? So what happens, one day what happens, he as usual he goes to take the water, I mean from the water pot, but there what happens, he was fully absorbed in the samadhi of Krishna Prem, right? He was completely relishing the love of Godhead, and that time he saw in the water beneath his pot a wonderfully shining bangle, an anklet, as Mataji said, an anklet, right? The water is drawn inside the pot, right? There was this anklet, it came along with the well water, right? So he was like, what is this? You can see in the picture, right? So he was like, what is this? He's so completely, he's like, what happened? Whose is this? It is looking so beautiful. It doesn't belong to this world, right? Her jewel, definitely, right? It doesn't belong to this world. So completely, he was like, what is this? From where did it come? Right? And then he touches it, and whenever he touched it, he would feel ecstasy, like transcendently, completely ecstatic. Right? And then what happens? So now, in that place, every morning, seeing that bangle from the left foot of Sri Radha Thakurani was missing, her gopi friends were dumbstruck. So what happened in the morning? This is happening in Goloka, right? In Goloka, the gopis, when they were helping her, serving her, they saw this anklet missing from her leg, right? Left leg. So now they are all asking her, what happened to your bangle? Where did it go? Where did it go? Right? So now Radharani said, last night while I was dancing with Krishna, the side of the kunja, that bangle might have fallen into the well, right? So go there, and after finding it, bring it to me. Right? Can you imagine? So she says, yes, I know where I lost it, right? It is there. It might have fallen inside the well. You go and get it, right? You can see in the picture, right? This is how the anklet was. It's very beautiful, right? Now, Vishaka Saki, that she is very dear to Radharani, right? So she goes to the banks of that well and begins to search for the bangle. Okay, when she was searching and searching and searching, she meets Dukhi Krishnadas, right? And he was filling water into his pot. And that time, Vishaka Saki asks him, did you find the bangle anywhere? Did you find? Right? And this girl, right, Vishaka Saki, was also so beautiful that Dukhi Krishnadas was like, this girl is also not from this world. Definitely she is from heaven, right? That's what he thinks. And because hearing the ambrosial words from this immortal goddess, he was struck dumb with ecstasy of love of Godhead, right? And Vishaka Saki again and again asked him, have you found the bangle? Right? And then Loki Krishnadas says, yes, I have the bangle, right? But he says, yeah, but I will give it to you, but who are you? Where are you from? Right? All that he asks. And then she says, yes, I'm a daughter of a Gopa, right? So then he asks, where do you reply? I mean, where do you live? Right? Then she says, no, I live in this village only. Then he says, okay, why are you behind this bangle? Do you like this bangle, or is this yours? Right? Then she says, no, it's not mine. But then it's my friends, there is a girl who is newly married, and it is hers. She lost it. You give it to me, I'll go give it to her. That's what she says. Okay. And then what happens? She explains, right? Yesterday she was actually here near the Kunja. She was doing something. She was taking flowers and all that. But somehow the anklet fell off into the water, right? So please give it to you, or else, please give it to me, or else I will bring her only in front of you. You give it to her directly. That's what Vishaka Sakhi says. I'll go bring Radharani itself in front of you and come, you give it to her, right? And then a little while later, Sri Radha Thakurani came with Vishaka Sakhi and hid behind a tree. Vishaka Devi said, "Oh devotee, she has come for her bangle." So she goes, Vishaka Sakhi goes, gets Radharani and comes. And Radharani hides behind the tree. Okay, doesn't reveal herself to him. And then Vishaka Sakhi calls Dukhi Krishnadas. Come, come. Radharani is right there. She has come for the bangle. You give her directly. Right? And now what happens? From a distance, Dukhi Krishnadas could see the brilliant effulgence of, Radharani. And then he felt as if the soul had been stolen from his body, right? And he was feeling like top of the world experience, right? And in transcendental bliss, he gave the bangle to Vishaka Devi. At that time, he had some intuition that great mystery was being revealed to him, right? He had that intuition, something great is going to be revealed to me. So now what happens? It's also called Tilak Leela, right? Mysterious Tilak Leela, because you can see in the picture, Radharani applies Tilak to Dukhi Krishnadas. And then what happens, we will see, right? So, with his eyes filled with tears of Krishna Prema, he fell to the ground and offered and prostrated obeisances in full submission. His voice was choked up in ecstasy. And then Vishaka Sakhi said, my girlfriend, that is Radharani, would like to show her gratitude to you because you returned her bangle, right? So she will come in front of you. You ask her whatever you want, right? Can you imagine? You ask her whatever you want, she says. Then what happens? Sorry, what happened? Give me a second. Okay, so now so Dukhi Krishnadas says, I don't know, I don't want anything, because he's filled with Krishna Prema, right? When you have Krishna Prema, you don't want anything. You just want to serve the Lord, right? So I only pray to take the dust of her lotus feet, right? So then Vishaka Sakhi replied, yes, you need to cleanse yourself to go in front of Radharani, right? So you need to cleanse yourself. You go take bath in this kunda. And then he went, took bath. And when he when he dipped, right, when he took a dip inside water, and when he rose, right, when he came up, he was a girl. He was not a boy. He was not a boy. Can you imagine? He became a girl. He became a beautiful gopi, just like all the gopis. He also became a beautiful girl, right? And then he went to Vishaka Sakhi, and Vishaka Sakhi bought he's become Gopi now, right? So he takes her, she takes her to Radharani, and Radharani, what does, all the gopis are there, friends are there, Radharani is sitting, right? And then the gopi also goes and sits, this new gopi, right? So she, that is Dukhi Krishnadas also goes and sits amidst all the gopis there, right? And then Radharani takes tilak, or kumkum, we say, right? And it was stuck on the bangle, okay, and the anklet. And she puts it on his head like a tilak, you can see in the picture. But it's not Dukhi Krishnadas anymore. He has become a gopi, right? And then she says, your this tilak has to be on your forehead all the time, right? And then because he got, he gave pleasure to Radharani, right? Because Radharani's anklet was returned to him, returned to her. She was very happy, right? Because he gave happiness to Radharani, she changes his name from Dukhi to happy, that is Ananda. So he becomes Shyamananda. right? That's how he gets the name Shyamananda Pandita, right? So and then at this point what happened, all of them go back, right? They just disappear. And then this gopi, who he was in a gopi form, right? That also breaks, and he gets back his original Shyamananda Pandita form. And but that tilak is always there on his forehead. That, yeah, can you imagine? So in the water he could see in his reflection the effulgent tilak mark, right, that bangle had left on his forehead. Can you imagine? Right? Yeah, so his heart was filled with wonder, and then he couldn't digest what he saw. He saw Sakshat Radharani, he saw Vishaka Sakhi, he got blessed by Radharani, right? He got a different form, and then he came back to his original form. He got a different name, Shyamananda Pandita, right? Can you imagine what all happened to him? Because he gave pleasure. His father named him Dukhi because of all the sad calamity that happened, but she came and changed opposite, right? She gave him Shyamananda Pandita as the name, right? And then he went to Jiva Goswami and told all that has happened, right? And Jiva Goswami was extremely happy, right? He was like, "You're so blessed, you could see Radharani," right? And then he says, because Radharani herself has given you the name as Shyamananda Pandita, your name will be Shyamananda Pandita, but do not reveal this to anybody. But now what happened? Hridaya Chaitanya, right? He became angry because after initiation, you're not supposed to change your name, right? You need to accept the name that your guru has given you. But he is like, "Oh, now you've changed your name to Shyamananda Pandita," because he doesn't know about the incident, right? Jiva Goswami said, "Do not tell this to anybody." Right? So he's like, "You're disrespecting me, you're disgracing me, you have changed your name," and all that. And Dukhi Krishnadas bore all his guru's chastisement with a cheerful face, because he's so happy from inside, because he got to see Radharani in that very lifetime itself. Right? So that Chaitanya Prabhu had a dream for all this chastising. He got a dream where Radharani herself came. Right? She came and scolded Hridaya Chaitanya and said, this happened. He pleased me so much, and that's why I have given him the new name. I have given him the tilak, right? He's not done any offense to your lotus feet, right? And then Hridaya Chaitanya fell at the feet of the princess of Raja, that is Radharani, praying for forgiveness and all the offenses that he had committed. Then he also comes to Shyamananda Pandita and affectionately embraces him, forgives him, right? And cries, and then says, "You're so blessed, you could see Radharani herself." Okay, Hare Krishna. So this is a wonderful story, very inspiring story of Shyamananda Pandita, how he became from Dukhi to Ananda, right? It's a beautiful story. So any questions, any doubts? Anybody? Or anything you all want to add?
Hare Krishna Mataji, so wonderful pastime and so nicely explained, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji. I will leave, Mataji. 5 o'clock. I am co-hosting another class.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you.
Thank you all. Thank you so much. So this is a beautiful story. Very easy to remember also. Requesting all of you to remember it. And yeah, thank you all for joining. Panchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Anantakoti Govinda ki jai, Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you all. Next class we will learn about Sadhachar, who is the third in the trio, right? Krishna,
Hare
thank you all
Krishna
for joining.
Mataji.